I guess I'm recording. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Um, Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and make sure you comment down below what you think this discussion is going to be about. Um, Today, I'm just doing a little quick talking thing again. I just got a new mic from Temu that I wanted to try out. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. From Temu I wanted to try out, and I just thought that maybe I could just come on here and chat up with you guys a little bit, see what's going on. Today is kind of a weird video because it's really discussing matters of where I live, um, and I mean, it hits hard because nobody ever wants to hear about venues closing down and things like that, um, but one of Houston, I live in the Houston, Texas area, and fortunate, I've been fortunate to play at a lot of great venues, with a lot of great bands, and and there's one venue that I always played at, and they always gave me a place to play, and that was Acadia Bar and Grill over in Spring, Texas. I know some of you guys have seen some of the videos, have seen some of the videos that we've played there, um, and so if you have, great. If not, make sure you check those out. They're the best quality. They're the best quality that we have. um, but seriously, I was gonna play a show with some friends of ours called One More Light, who I actually now have the opportunity to fill in on singing for a couple of shows with, and I've been practicing with those guys on top of what we're doing here with Ashton Ivywood, and it's been a great experience. It's been fun. I've only had one practice with them, but it's been fun, and they've been so like accepting and open, and they even asked me to bring my guitar, so I might do something. So I'm gonna be doing some guitar with them as well, on the shows that I don't sing, and even like on the shows that I do sing, and so I'm really excited for for that opportunity. But I was supposed to play, but we were supposed to play with them in May, in the beginning of May, and we got the message from the promoter of that bar, and they said that they are now closing their doors, and tonight's Saturday, but tomorrow, which will be Sunday the 28th, they will be the last show, and they will be closing their doors forever. Now, I want to come out and say this video because it's nothing really controversial. I mean, it's just a venue's closing down. Venues close down all the time, but I know here in Houston, it's been harder and harder for bands to get gigs. Like that's why Ashton Ivywood, we're really hitting the YouTube thing hard, and we would like to play more gigs. We would love to play more gigs. Like we would love to just fill our calendar full of just shows, but we know that right now that's not that's not happening right now, and so we're doing other things to keep us busy until that opportunity comes. But um, I know for sure it was a real kick in the teeth whenever he told me that that the venue was closing down, because that's the only place that allowed us to play. That was the only place that I could email and be like, hey, we want to play the show, and he would put us on. And it's getting harder and harder to do that here in the city, for any band, for original bands, cover bands, you name it. Unless you have unless X, Y, and Z, but unless you know the person personally like I did, it but I was sorry. I keep on kicking my desk. This is my room, by the way. I don't know if, but this is my new room slash studio. So I've had to move everything from my old room to here, but it's a little bit smaller, but it's a lot brighter, and gets the job done. Great for videoing and stuff like that. But I remembered um, on Facebook recently that someone had posted and was like, oh, the band, oh, the the bar is shutting down. What does that say for the music scene? And honestly, it really shouldn't say anything for the music scene, because everyone thinks like, oh, the venues closing down, it's automatically dead. The scenes are automatically dead. people have been saying that for years, and people keep on, being like, no, the scene's not dead, the scene's not dead, and the scene's not dead. I mean, yeah, there aren't as many venues that will give you opportunity as much anymore, but honestly, I don't think the scene's dead. I personally don't. I just think that it's going into a new. I think that the music scene is just going into realm of a new realm of possibilities. You know, um, it's starting to be less about. It's starting to, from what I've seen, it's starting to be less about the venues and more about the people because I've seen a lot of people be like, oh yeah, this band needed a band to open, and so we are opening for this band, or oh, like we were hopping on with this band, or oh, this promoter is putting us on, and it's being more and more about the promoters and the bands, as opposed to the venues, because the venue can sit there and like you all day long. I mean, I remember my old band, people loved us, venues loved us. They were like, yeah, definitely blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, come back. But then when we would email our message, we wouldn't get a word until like we started messaging bands. But hey, do you guys have an opening slot for us? Do you guys have a slot for us to hop on? And that's the case. It's not that the scene's dead. It's just that you know, it's just that there's a regime change. There's a change happening, and another thing that he pointed out, or that my friend pointed out, was like, oh, like, the venue's closing their doors, so the scene's dead. Well, why did the venue shut down? Why did the venue shut down? Why did the venue falter? Why did the venue not make enough money to keep the doors on? It's because it's simple. We do not show up for the local bands. You know, I remember back in October I went to see Asking Alexandria with the Who, not the my generation, but the Mongolian band the Who, and the place was packed. The place was packed. I mean, we I've been seeing a lot online about Creed's comeback. So a lot of you guys that know me personally, I'm a huge Creed fan, and they're like, oh, Creed's back. And there's been a lot of thing on YouTube about Creed being back, about Creed's first show back, and about the cruise that they're performing on, and how everybody's excited for the tour that they're gonna be doing this year. And I know I'm excited. I got tickets for it. I'm going. Like my first time ever seeing Creed. Heck yeah, I'm excited. But the thing is that people are showing up for these bigger bands, but not for the smaller bands, and that's the issue. That's why the venue's closing their doors. It's not that the scene's dead. The scene's not dead. It's just people are tired. It's just people aren't gonna go see a local show with a local band. They'd rather go see the big band. That's why cover bands are so popular now. That's why you have, my own sister. We had Easter recently, and my own sister came up to me and was like, hey, I've been listening to this band. I think you should do a lot what this band does. And it was No Resolve. Now, No Resolve is a great band. I love No Resolve. They're a really good band. I love their covers, and even their original music I love. I even love their original. I think their originals are rock solid, just like their covers. But they're mainly popular because of their covers. Just like Our Last Night, just like Fame on Fire. I mean, but that's why people are wanting. That's why people are moving more towards cover bands. Is because of the fact that people want to hear music that they grew up listening to. You know, all you hear on the radio is, the only new songs you hear on the radio is stuff that JoJo Siwa's doing. Sorry, I kind of gagged a little bit when I thought about it, but JoJo Siwa, Miley Cyrus, you know, Harry Styles. I mean, these guys are what's new because when it comes to the rock genre, people don't want to listen to a new rock band. People are like, oh yeah, new music, new music, new music, and there are some very prominent rock bands that have come up that are really good. But people rather go see a Creed tribute band or a Blink 182 tribute band. as opposed to going to a local show and seeing the next generation come up, just like all those other bands we used to listen to back in the day come up. I mean, that's why reunion shows are. That's why when Blink-182 came back, that's why their tickets were $700 for the nosebleeds. Why we paid $300 for our Creed tickets. You know, people want nostalgia. People want to see those things. And really, and this video isn't just me ranting, but it's something to think about. You know, whether this reaches one person or two people or whatever. You know, I don't do this to be popular. I do this because I love music. I love talking about music. I love talking about gear. Sorry, I haven't been talking. I haven't released the review video yet, but I'm still working on it. Um, but it's just, you know, it's not that. It's just that, you know, I don't do this to be famous. I don't do this to be popular. I do this because I love what I do, and even if it reaches one person, that's all that matters. You know, and yeah, you know, I promote like, oh yeah, get us 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But if we don't get to 100,000 subscribers, okay. By the end of the year, okay. I know it's gonna happen eventually. You know, and this is like what I told the guys in One More Light, the Linkin Park tribute band that I play for. Um, or one thing I told them was like, shows will come. Shows eventually eventually, you know, venues are gonna book. Eventually, people are gonna want to hear this, especially because, you know, it's Linkin Park. You know, Linkin, I and I've heard a lot of rumors about, oh yeah, Linkin Park played this show or Linkin Park played that show. You know, but honestly, since Chester Bennington passed away, may he rest in peace. Linkin Park hasn't been doing anything, so people definitely want to hear that music. People are definitely like, oh yeah, I remember Linkin Park back when I was in middle school or high school, you know. Oh, like I remember watching them, you know, way back when. You know, and like even me, I was working construction, and I was working nights over at this place over by this really big music venue called the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, and we were right across the street. And one of those nights, Linkin Park played, and we didn't see it, but we could hear, even with like the drills going and the walls and the hammers and everything, we could still hear the music, and everyone was singing along to Linkin Park's music. I mean it's just, you know, but you know, opportunities out there, you know, and basically to end the video is that, you know, the scene's not dead. If you're in a town where you think your music scene is dead, it's not dead. It's just focused elsewhere. And you know, and eventually people are gonna dig what you're doing. I mean, my last band, I was in that band for we were a band for almost 10 years. Well, no, not almost 10 years, but we were a band for like 7 8 years, and we were just now getting traction. Right when I was like, okay, like I think I need to step away because I want to do something else. And so I mean, people are gonna dig what you're doing. You just gotta keep at it. And for those of the people that are like, oh, the scene's dead, no, it's not. You just gotta show up because there are bands out there that need your support, so that they can become the next big thing, so that they can become the next Linkin Park, so that they can become the next Breaking Benjamin, so that they can become the next Creed or the next Blink 182. You know, a band feeds on its fans. A band needs fans to survive because that's how they make their money. That's how they make their record sales. That's how they, you know, get tours. That's how they get, you know, it's because of the people that back them up, you know. And so just some food for thought. I hope everything's going in the mic. I don't have any headphones in, and I'm using a GoPro, a fake GoPro, so it's kind of hard to, you know, dictate what's being said or what's not. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I have other videos to shoot. But thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Help us get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And we will come back to you with another video, probably another talking video, because there's another thing that's happening that I've seen this weekend that I really want to touch base on, that I'm really excited about. But I want to go ahead and get this video out and get this video recorded because, it really hits home because as a musician, as a person that's trying to make a career out of what he loves to do, it's I feel like that it's words that need to be said and those things that need to be discussed. And so, but I want to hear all your opinions in the comments of what you think about it. What do you think about your music scene? And also tell us where tell us where you're tuning in from. Tell us where you live and how the music scene is over where you live. And if you live in Houston, hey, Ashon Ivywood has is 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 a thing. So go like us on our socials. Also, the link to our link tree is in the description. Sorry, I know this is a very long outro, but I'll get there. But also go to our link tree. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have Facebook. We have social. So go give us a follow, give us a like, give us some some words of encouragement to help us keep going, as well as listen. Also, I forgot to tell you our music's linked too because we have an EP that's out right now. So make sure you guys go check that out. It's called the Where Do We Go From Here EP. But anyways, I've talked enough. God bless you guys. You have a wonderful night, and I'll check y'all again really soon. Thanks. Bye.